Hey everyone, it's early dawn on January 24, 2015. The world is still reeling from the Charlie Hebdo attacks in Paris just 2 weeks earlier. ISIS is at its peak, recruiting fighters from around the globe. And in Ceuta, Spanish police are about to launch a high-risk operation against a group of brothers who are not just radicalized, they're trained, armed, and ready to strike. This is the story of Operation Kamikaze, a raid that prevented potential terror attacks on Spanish soil. It's a tale of courage, intelligence work, and the quiet heroes who stop threats before they make headlines. Let's get into it. To understand Operation Kamikaze, you need to know about Ceuta. It's one of 2 Spanish enclaves in North Africa. The other is Melilla, tiny pieces of Europe surrounded by Morocco. Ceuta is just 7 square miles, home to about 85,000 people, a mix of Spaniards, Moroccans, and immigrants. It's a melting pot, but also a pressure cooker. For Americans, think of it like Puerto Rico or Guam, Spanish territory but geographically separate. Ceuta has been Spanish since the 16th century, a remnant of colonial times. It's a key entry point for migrants from Africa trying to reach Europe, with a massive border fence that's often in the news. But in 2015, the big threat wasn't just migration, it was radicalization. Spain has a long history with terrorism, from the Basque separatist group ETA, which waged a decades-long campaign until its ceasefire in 2011, to al-Qaeda's Madrid train bombings in 2004 that killed 193 people. By 2015, ISIS was the new enemy. The group was attracting recruits from Europe, including Spain. Ceuta, with its large Muslim population, about half the residents are Muslim, mostly of Moroccan origin, became a recruiting ground. According to Spanish intelligence reports from that time, Ceuta had one of the highest rates of jihadist radicalization in Europe. In 2014 alone, dozens of residents from Ceuta and Melilla had traveled to Syria and Iraq to join ISIS. The enclave's location made it a hub for smuggling, not just people, but ideas, weapons, and propaganda. In January 2015, Europe was on high alert after the Charlie Hebdo shootings in Paris, where 12 people were killed by jihadists. Spain raised its terror alert level. The national police, Policía Nacional, and Civil Guard, Guardia Civil, were working overtime on counter-terrorism ops. That's when tips came in about a cell in Ceuta's Prince neighborhood, a poor, densely populated area known for crime and extremism. The suspects? 2 pairs of brothers, Ali and Hamed Okabir, aged 20 and 24, and Mohammed and Yusuf Huli, aged 21 and 25, all Spanish citizens of Moroccan descent, born in Ceuta. They weren't just talking jihad, they were preparing. Operation Kamikaze didn't happen overnight. It was the result of months of surveillance and international cooperation. Spanish authorities had been monitoring jihadist networks in Ceuta since 2014, when ISIS declared its caliphate. The Civil Guard's intelligence unit, known as the Information Service, had eyes on the brothers for weeks. Facts from the official report: the suspects were radicalized online and through local mosques. They consumed ISIS propaganda, including videos of executions and calls to jihad. But they weren't content with watching, they were training. Neighbors reported seeing them practice hand-to-hand combat and knife fighting in secluded areas. One brother had even traveled to Turkey, a common gateway to Syria for foreign fighters. The turning point came in early January 2015. Wiretaps and informants revealed the group was acquiring weapons, a 9mm pistol, machetes, and tactical gear. They discussed martyrdom operations in Spain, inspired by the Paris attacks. The name Kamikaze came from their own words. They called themselves ready for suicide missions. Spanish police worked with Moroccan intelligence, DGST, as Ceuta's border makes cross-border ops essential. Morocco had arrested similar cells in Tetuan, just across the line. On January 23rd, the judge authorized the raid. At 4 a.m. on January 24th, elite units from the Civil Guard's UEI, Spain's equivalent of SWAT, moved in. For Americans, this is like the FBI's hostage rescue team or a local SWAT raid on a domestic terror cell. No drones or heavy artillery, just precise door-to-door tactics in a crowded neighborhood. It's 5:30 a.m., January 24, 2015. The sun hasn't risen yet over Ceuta. The Prince neighborhood is quiet. Narrow streets, low-rise buildings, a place where everyone knows everyone. The UEI team, about 20 officers in black tactical gear, splits into groups. They're armed with submachine guns, stun grenades, and shields, but the order is clear. Minimize force, capture alive for intel. The first target, the home of the Okabir brothers. Officers burst through the door with a battering ram. Inside, they find the brothers asleep. No resistance, they're cuffed in seconds. In the room, jihadist literature, ISIS flags, and computer files with propaganda videos. Second raid, the Hooley brothers' apartment nearby. Similar story, quick entry, arrests without shots fired. Here, the big find, a loaded 9mm pistol hidden under a mattress, machetes, military-style uniforms, and fake license plates, signs they were planning something big. The whole operation takes less than 30 minutes. No injuries, no escapes. The brothers are taken to Madrid for questioning. Later, the Interior Minister, Jorge Fernandez Diaz, praises the team. These men were highly radicalized and trained, ready to carry out attacks in Spain. Facts confirm they were part of a larger network linked to ISIS recruiters in Morocco. What makes this heroic? In a place like Ceuta, where tensions between communities run high, the police could have gone in heavy-handed. Instead, they used precision and restraint, avoiding escalation. For Americans, it's reminiscent of the Boston Marathon manhunt in 2013 or the San Bernardino raid in 2015, but with zero casualties. Post-raid investigations revealed the brothers had contacts with ISIS in Syria. One had planned to join but was stopped. The arrest disrupted a potential cell that could have struck in mainland Spain. The real heroes of Operation Kamikaze are the men of the Civil Guard. Founded in 1844, the Guardia Civil is Spain's oldest law enforcement agency, a paramilitary force handling everything from traffic to counterterrorism. In Ceuta, they operate in a tough environment. Smuggling, immigration, and extremism are daily challenges. The UEI unit is elite, trained in hostage rescue, VIP protection, and urban ops. They're like the FBI's HRT. In this raid, their training paid off. Officers risked their lives entering homes where suspects could have been armed and ready. One standout, the lead investigator, whose name isn't public for security, coordinated with Moroccan DGST to get the tip. Fernandez Diaz called it a model of international cooperation. For Americans, this echoes our own heroes, like the FBI agents who took down the Times Square bomber in 2010, or the SWAT teams in Orlando 2016. It's a reminder that counterterrorism is global, and quiet ops like this keep us safe. Facts: since 2015, Spain has arrested over 800 jihadists, many in Ceuta. The enclave has produced more foreign fighters per capita than almost anywhere in Europe. This raid was part of that effort. The brothers were charged with belonging to a terrorist organization and possessing weapons. They received sentences of 8 to 10 years each. The raid yielded valuable intel, leading to more arrests in Morocco. Ceuta remains a hotspot. In 2016, another cell was busted with explosives, but Operation Kamikaze showed prevention works. Why does this resonate with Americans? We're no strangers to homegrown threats, from Oklahoma City to January 6th. This story highlights negotiation, intelligence, and teamwork over force. In a world of division, it's a win for law enforcement without loss of life. Lessons: international cooperation is key. Spain and Morocco's partnership mirrors U.S.-Mexico border ops. And restraint saves lives. The police could have shot first, but chose smart tactics. Operation Kamikaze is a forgotten gem in the fight against terror, a story of bravery in a forgotten corner of Europe. It reminds us that heroes don't always make the headlines, but their actions keep us safe. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.